you see me pacing, there's no patronage for patrons, but my patience tells no lies. Profit thing of evil, profit still, if not my lover. So you ran and you took cover from the concerns of your life. And all I want is for you to see what you want is supposed to be. And all I need is for you to pray, for the way is the truth and the life is the way. You won't find another way. Take it back. Don't you cry, don't you sweet, I don't care what you...
Well, well, well. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good morrow, Abbott, stuff like that. This is just getting depressing. But whatever it is, wherever the hell you are, I'm Sean Morris. Welcome to the Lost Begotten Fate TV channel of science. Here on Fate TV, also known as YouTube, I am the only actual person who fucking knows anything. And frankly, it's kind of driving me crazy. I could literally beg for someone to just argue with me. And I'm a reasonable person, you know. The fact that I can kick the shit out of just about anyone who isn't, like, you know, a famous martial artist or MMA fighter, you know, that does not get used in debates. I don't, like, you know, like, granted, I'm a terrible badass, but I'm also a very peaceful and logical person, and I don't lose my temper at all. And if I do, I usually use magic anyway, so what do you have to worry about? You don't believe in magic. Jeez. And you know, I don't mean to sit here and sound like your typical fucking male moron who thinks that they're all big and bad. I mean, I grew up fighting for my life being hunted because I was white. You know, I lived in some really, really fucked up areas. And that combined with thousands and thousands of years of being reincarnated as an imperial soldier and a mercenary and things like that, I generally speaking am left very amused when I fight about 3 to 5 people, and am usually very bored when I fight less. Okay. And there's a different... Yeah, I mean, granted, right now, a bunch of fucking traitors driving me crazy. I really want to beat the shit out of most of you. But I don't have anything to prove. You know, I'm not like this little male ego person that most people who talk in these types of phrasings actually behaves like, you know. I have, well, I can't say I've walked away from more fights than I've been in, but I've walked away from as many fights as I've been in. And I've never actually started a physical fight. Okay? I will admit that I have just beat the shit out of people for seriously fucking up and just being incomprehensibly rude to me. Usually, first I have to pull them out of their large pickup truck. Then I beat the shit out of them. But, you know, things have to be done. But no, sir. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I've never actually pulled someone out of their truck and beat the shit out of them. I don't think. Not both. No, the closest I came. This is comedy. Okay, you understand that? You understand that? Yes, I am a fighter, but no, I don't go around beating the shit out of people in pickup trucks. The last fight I was in was when I was fucking in jail, okay? And that was against the fucking 400-pound motherfucker that was stomping on my head. And I had to defend myself, fighting for my life against him and 2 other motherfuckers. Okay? Now, I did almost beat the shit out of this guy in the F-250, and that's why I keep going back to that. Motherfucker was like road raging on me, hardcore. And then I actually got his ass to fucking... Actually, no, I think I saw him about to turn. And I fucking stopped and I turned right in where he was fucking turning. I parked my shit. And before he could even finish getting stopped, I had already gotten out of my car and was up in his fucking window with my hands on his fucking collar like this. My elbows were on his window, on his big old fucking pickup truck. And I was, you know, I'm 6'3" and something. 6'3" and change. I don't fucking know anymore. I haven't accurately measured myself in years. But these big ass pickup trucks that they have around here, I'm still, you know, my feet were fucking, my foot off the ground. Do you mind if I change fucking lanes with, you know, do you mind if I use my turn signal and properly change fucking lanes? Like I said something like that to him. And he was just like, scared shitless. And he should have been, because I was desperately wanting him to be rude to me. Oh, desperate. Oh, give me the first fucking excuse. I am the anti-bully. Okay? You wanna know what gets me violent? Be a bully. Think you can fucking bully me. Think you can fucking bully somebody else in my presence. I'm gonna give you a fucking lesson in martial arts. And as for the Russians, I'm gonna give you a lesson in what God is. If I seem like I'm beyond fucking angry, it's because I'm beyond fucking angry. And if you're not beyond angry about what's been going on, you're fucking worthless. You're a piece of shit. You're not even fucking human. You're scum. And you can kiss my ass. And that especially goes to one John fucking Kelly. You're a worthless, treacherous piece of fucking treasonous shit. And you ought to be stripped of your fucking rank. Today, John Kelly went after the fucking free press in the United States of America and lied. And Mark Dice right now is lying to you, saying that he fucking called out liars. That woman and her family both verified that they were offended by President Trump. This had nothing to do with that fucking congresswoman. The fact that that woman, felt like she had to be consoled by a congresswoman reflects the fact that there's some serious shit going on here. This makes Bengazi look like a fucking pancake cook-off. Okay? If you haven't watched this Rachel Maddow broadcast, go watch it. Go watch the whole 42 fucking minutes of it before they take it down. And they will, with their fake NBC Universal channel that isn't owned by NBC. NBC doesn't operate, YouTube doesn't operate like that in general, okay? If there was some corporate fucking accounts that could oversee multiple YouTube channels on behalf of NBC, on behalf of CBS, this fucking image wouldn't be here right now. Because that's on a secondary sideloader channel. Now, these fucking channels have been on YouTube for years, okay? Probably a decade now. And they constantly upload what is, being called to me copyrighted shit. But, the Mox News guy and many other people have fucking long since settled this in court with YouTube. And this is fair use. When they publish news videos, this is fair use. This is publicly available information. Okay? These news companies, these American news companies, do not pursue copyright claims. Okay? MSNBC has informed me. They did not give me specific permission, but they informed me that they do not pursue copyright claims on news broadcasts. Rachel Maddow especially does not pursue copyright claims. You see, they allow these Russians, these are Russians, all these accounts, they're all, every single fucking one of them, Russians. They allow them to make money, to keep MSNBC from making money. And you think it's NBC Universal that's flagging my video? When I'm basically, I was a fucking 2-year-long preemptive promo for Rachel Maddow's current broadcast. Shit. They're fucking lying. Just like John Kelly was lying today when he blamed all of this on a Democratic congresswoman in the media. When the Trump administration, as you will learn in this Rachel Maddow report, put Chad, a U.S. ally, who was part of the Coalition of the Willing, by the way, Chad, a U.S. ally, who is the premier fighting force and our greatest ally in the fight against Boko Haram and Islamic State in Africa. Chad, the country which all of its neighbors call on when they need help fighting terrorists. The Trump administration banned Chad from having diplomatic access to the United States of America. We have fucking troops there. We have a military base there. So does France. Chad is practically a fucking NATO country. And Trump just banned them from issuing visas to the United States. And I don't mean just per se. I mean just before this happened in neighboring Niger. And can you put two and two together and guess what the fuck Chad had to do with what was going on in Niger against Boko Haram? Yeah, they had a bunch of troops in Niger fighting Boko Haram alongside our troops. And guess what happened a week before this incident? Well, a couple of weeks before, we pulled this ban shit. And a week after we pulled the ban, bullshit, Chad decided we're going to pull our troops out of Niger. We're going to stop helping the Americans since they've just fucking banned travel. They just treated us like fucking dirt all of a sudden, out of nowhere. Out of, not really nowhere. Not really nowhere. But, you know, Bengazi compares to this in what way? This was the worst fucking example of incompetence. This is the worst blunder in American history. Okay? Thousands of lives that you will never hear about because they're not white enough. Yeah, y'all forgot I was a nigger, I know. I may be mostly white, but I'm still a nigger, okay? Get over it. Mostly because how you fucking judge me. Mostly because how I've been judged my whole life. And frankly, I get along with black people in the hood a hell of a lot better than I get along with white people. That's just kind of always been the case. White people are too fucking fake for me. You got liberals like Ellen, and you got morons, just complete fucking morons. And I really can't get along for very long with either crowd. Black people are mostly, in this country, liberal-minded conservative Christians. Okay, I repeat, black people in this country are mostly liberal-minded conservative Christians. They don't believe in interfering with other people's rights. They have a more comprehensive, competent, and coherent understanding of American values than most people that claim to say they're the America First people. But you know, Trump didn't offend those other parents because they were white. Why would he offend them? He was happy to talk to them. I hope we get to hear this woman speak. This little black girl. I'm sure she's adorable. Have you seen the kid that died? Talk about a good-looking dude. He could have been a male model if he wasn't a soldier, man. I bet you his wife is cute as can be. But I bet you she talks like a genuine black girl. You know what I mean? And I bet you she had questions. And I bet you she sounded really black when she answered them, when she asked them. Too black for Trump. And that's when he said, well, he knew what he signed up for. And yeah, maybe Kelly put that in his head. And if it sounded the way Kelly said it today, I could see why, a congresswoman saying what she said, if that congressman was the only person saying it, would warrant Kelly's character assassination and his assault on the free press. But the fact of the matter is, she's made statements, and her family have made statements, saying that yes, she was offended by the president's tone when he said that. You know what matters? It don't matter how John Kelly feels. It don't matter how the president feels. Okay, do you get that? Do you get that, little snowflake fucking Trump supporters? It don't matter how the president feels. Did it ever matter how Obama feels? Did it ever matter how Bush feels? It only mattered about how Clinton felt about Monica Lewinsky. Right? Personally, I think the only lie Clinton never told was when he said that he had the inappropriate relationship with Miss Lewinsky. He implied that he was telling people what they wanted to hear, what they thought was true. But he worded it very carefully. And he knew he was just saying that so people would just shut the fuck up and move on. But unlike you, I'm not a naive little schoolgirl that I don't believe what the fucking news tells me. Let alone Fox News. Okay? I understand that those are humans. I understand that they're actually not very well trained in the arts of deception and subversiveness and any kind of defense against those strategies. And I also understand that those strategies were being implemented at a tenfold rate against the United States compared to what we could put up with. There's just no comparison between the power of Russia and the United States. Military doesn't mean anything to Russia because they are so much more powerful than us in every other way. Do you think our fucking made-up money system matters to them? Steel, fuel, and blood. Those are the currencies they understand. And that's all the currency they're going to need. The Trump administration didn't just arbitrarily block Niger. Chad. They didn't just arbitrarily ban them from issuing visas to the United States. They did it for two reasons. One, because Rex Tillerson doesn't really like Chad that much. And 2, because Chad is a U.S. ally. Trump administration pissed off Chad because they are a U.S. ally. If that doesn't make sense to you, need I remind you that they're traitors who want to destroy America? That little country right there, that's right south of Libya. That's right southwest of Egypt. It is an extremely strategically important position for the United States to maintain as an asset, as a point of deployment, and every other thing we can fucking use it as. And especially related to Bengazi, we could actually respond to something like that right now. Well, a few weeks ago. But now, because of intentionally negative diplomacy on behalf of this Russian puppet, U.S. troops are being routed because Trump betrayed an ally. Now, how does that compare to a fucking protest that the Russians used to assassinate some people? I repeat, the Russians used to assassinate some people. How does it compare? What did Hillary Clinton do that compares to banning a fucking U.S. ally? And directly causing the deaths of 4 U.S. service members. There wasn't nothing Hillary Clinton could have done about what was going on there. They had reason to believe that there was going to be this protest because of the video that came out. But they had no reason ahead of time to know that this protest was going to go like one of the protests had gone in Ukraine recently, where fucking Russian troops and special forces posing as locals, and yes, there are plenty of Russian Muslims to choose from, about half their army. Yes, a Republican, half of the Russian army is Muslim. Okay. And not even close to half of them are Christian. But you think Putin's going to come save you, right? I think Trump's a good guy. He works for Putin. He's got to be a good guy, right? You're fucking clueless. You are so stupid, you are destroying the world. That's why I'm fucking pissed. You know, can you imagine, like, as pissed as you've ever been at somebody for being stupid? Now imagine, they're so stupid, they're destroying everything you see. Like, okay, picture the worst driver you've ever seen. Now just picture them driving through your fucking house. That's what you fucking morons are doing right now. You're just drunk as shit in a giant pickup truck driving all through my house. And all I can do is grab you by your fucking collar and say, do you mind? if I use my fucking turn signal and properly change lanes? Do you mind, YouTube, if I speak the truth that will set humanity free? Do you mind, YouTube, if I make you a shit ton of money by being an interesting character with a unique message? Do you mind? Or are you just gonna fucking do burnouts in your big dumbass redneck pickup truck until it fucking murders all of us? That's what you're doing right now, YouTube. That's what you're doing right now, Alex Jones, Mark Dice, all you fucking shill bitches. And not one of you has half the courage it would take to come stand before me and tell me your fucking lies. But guess what? Judgment Day will come, and you will stand before me whether you like it or not. And I will drink to your bones. Thanks for watching, everybody. Click the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already.
It's in my heart, and baby now